Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Right now I'm playing playing Vampire. We're gonna continue from where we left off, in which we are investigating what the hell happened to our main character who turned into a vampire during the Spanish flu. This game is all about the virus, the Spanish flu that happened in history, and all about vampires and rats. So let's see what happens. Let's just begin in a moment. Let me set up a few things. Very good. Let's go. What's this? Oh, it's for Jonathan. Okay, we know it's on second floor. Oh, where the hell I have to go?
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea. But my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
This is no gift.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
This is not a
Thank you. But I'd rather you didn't speak so lightly about my condition. There is nothing I find amusing about this situation.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have a question.
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
Don't you fear me?
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Okay. What about
Since you
the
seem
condition?
quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Okay.
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
What about William
The
Bishop?
man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire.
They're
From what
not
I
full
know,
vampire.
vampires tend to despise them.
They're not full vampire.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skull?
A Skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared.
That explains it.
Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
Now I get it how I was able to beat one of the vampire. That is a scale actually. Not
Since
a vampire.
I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
Where do we stand today?
Oh, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
Okay. And that's it.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
Let me see what's up here. There's something. A case letter. Oh, the temporary mark. It's just his letter. Okay. What's up here? Warning letter? By whom? Oh, it's a warning letter to Strickland. Where do we go? Okay, what are my options? There's only hideout, hideout, and hideout. This is the main mission. Let's go there. What's this? Okay. Here we are.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into
Vampire.
thin air.
She's also a vampire.
I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Now what? I'm glad to see you.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
First, let me see what's up.
Have any of the patients given you trouble?
These poor souls have so little left to live for. I do my best to ease their pain.
What should I say? Leave? Don't leave? think I should go for William.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
I have questions.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions
I
concerning
don't
this
believe-
condition we
Unfortunately, I
share.
selected already.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Prove you.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
Who is he?
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Okay.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Kindred
Even if it
spirit
were the
or a
case,
vampire?
and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
Why not
If
solve
we're
it
dealing with an
yourself?
ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Continue.
If we're dealing with an
Oh.
ordinary...
As immortal...
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
I don't get it. If she can solve, why doesn't she do it? Anyways, we have to. And let me move these markers. Who should I talk? That person is inside.
I have wasted too much energy for so little result.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with
Yeah.
no respect. What? What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please calm
Please,
down.
calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones?
I
Indeed.
didn't pick up a fight.
I've been meaning to
What the
have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
Yeah, you could be suspect too. If you are old doesn't mean you are not.
I
a
assure
suspect.
you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've
Okay,
given me
let's
something to
chat.
go.
Let's chat.
See you on the next round.
I forgot her name. Yeah, Pippa Hawkins. She's the one.
The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
I have wasted too much energy for so little.
And she's Pippa. Or Pippa Hawkins. I don't know.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
No matter
could
how
lie
you feel
also.
about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
Yeah. With the mysterious man.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Oh, I have done this.
Goodbye,
Okay,
Nurse
we're
Hawkins.
done here. She's not cooperating. Let me find Dr. Crane. He was here in the hall somewhere. Dr. Crane was here somewhere.
It's locked.
The hell?
I will not
Way
let you
to
down,
outside
my
and
boy.
it's locked. Where the hell is Dr. Crane? Dr. Crane,
With
Dr.
no
Crane.
respect.
like a book.
No crane here.
I'm so tired. Will this shift never end?
Let me see outside. Maybe Dr. Crane is outside.
There's good reason to get round.
This is that doctor, I think. Sorry, nurse actually. Not a doctor. Nurse Gwen? Or Gwen.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Oh, Brannigan.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Why did
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Somebody is hiding something. I don't know who someone is. Where the hell is Dorothy Crane? Unknown. Who's unknown? This guy? Oh, that is Dorothy Crane.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Holy shit.
Be careful. You look so
it's
bad they may
Dorothy
keep
Crane.
you as a patient.
She's in
Fuck 'em.
relationship
I
with
don't
this
like
man.
hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
We have to go after this guy. So we did find one. This means one success. I think the vampire bit him.
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
Okay. Cal. They're half vampire. Not exactly vampire, but they are something. His power is good. Lovely. Shit, another vampire. Oh, it's actually a scam. They're not vampires. Okay. Shit.
What
Boss.
sort of creature is this?
Shit, I missed it. Missed the mark. Shit. What the hell? Nothing working. How do I beat him? My stamina. I need to increase my stamina. Come on. Shit, man. He's resisting everything. Guy is weak as hell. Come on, man, die already. Fuck. I'm dead. What the hell is this place? pushed it too hard. I pushed it too hard.
What sort of creature is this?
Fucking die already, man. Need to recover my stamina. Shit. I need more blood. Shit. Why won't you die? Fucking ass. Oh, damn it. He's even more aggressive. Shit, I missed it. Shit. bite isn't strong enough. I need to upgrade my bite. Oh shit. Damn it. Come on. Just one more, just one more. One more. Again and again. One more. Just two more. Just two more. Give me two more. One more. Yes, yes, yes. We are on same power level right now, and no unknown first alive. Oh shit. It took my blood. Damn it. One more. One more. Shit, I missed it. shit, man. This guy is gone crazy. Come on, die already. One more. Just one more hit. Oh shit, he's not dead yet.
Here's what's left.
Come on. Finally.
Not a lot to check, but I should.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man. If you're sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, wherever you're from. Oh, she's giving her medicine or something. Something like that.
Some
A voucher.
voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel.
Okay,
What is
okay.
Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
Yeah, we should find her. And I need to upgrade my character. It's weak as hell. What the? I already had a fight. And they are showing up. Where should I? Another honor skag or skag. I don't. And shit, I'm dead. I need to evolve, man. Okay, this is done, so I don't need to go there. Is a citizen to say.
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
All right, Mr. Thatcher, you're safe now. Do you think you can reach the street by yourself?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
Good. Why isn't he going? Doesn't want to go? Hey, go away. Okay. You don't want to
Are
go?
you
I'd
sure
drink
you're
up.
all right, sir?
Yes, I'll be. As soon as I can see the sky again.
No.
Newton, don't be sorry. We'll meet again soon, and we will be serene and beautiful.
This trick will soon suffer consequences. Well, I had no choice. I need my good quality blood. The fuck? These guys are everywhere. How do I get out? 50 meters away. Finally. Let me drink some water.
Can't just die like this.
We see.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed of the Pembroke Hospital. May I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed. So it's you who saved my friend Oswald. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
And you are?
Newton Blight. Oswald and I recently returned from the war.
We'll do so.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon. but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we were in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
Okay.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can...
Okay, I'll speak to.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well... You know... I never thought I'd love a man.
Okay.
Maybe a time will come when you'll not have to hide who you are. But for now, I can only advise caution.
I know, Dr. Reed. Oswald wouldn't survive behind bars. I wouldn't live long if we were separated.
What about his
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. And surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
No.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies.
He's a
Fucking
war
vermin
guy
eating
too.
your flesh.
He's a
Oswald.
war guy too.
He
Didn't
found
he
me and
tell you?
saved me.
He's a war veteran.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Let's go. Still far? I have to rest first. I need to evolve, upgrade my abilities. The hell is my room? There. Okay, I have to defensive skill. This is all. Okay. And this. Actually, I also need that. What's this? Medical bag. 3 bullets. Blood capacity. Need to upgrade this. More points, I think. Oh, this one. No, that's it. How the hell health status is serious now? Especially in this area. Oh, it's because 2 guys died. Shit, I killed this guy, that's why it happened. Damn it. Fuck. Let's see. What's this? Okay. Let's go. There was a sick guy here, let me check him up.
I'm really sorry, sir. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
So hang.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect.
This is that old lady.
Why the Goswicks came here in the first place?
Is this green?
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
No.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Where the hell is Dorothy Crane?
So many deaths. And still more coming. How can we be sure we're making a difference?
My sweet girl reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Let me do.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
Give medicine.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
Recovering. Good.
Do you need any help?
Thank you, Dr. Reed, but you've done enough already. The rest is up to me now.
Okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir.
We have given him the medicine.
Still more coming.
There was one sick guy
Sure
here
we're
too.
making a difference.
Let me see.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
I'm all right. Considering the state of this place, I should consider myself lucky, I guess.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
And there was one guy, I already killed him. Now let's go to the mission. Actually, let me buy a gun from him.
Good evening, Milt.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
No, man.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Milton shotgun. Man, I don't have enough money. Shit. I'll come back. How the hell do I go there? Here.
I'll kill you!
Holy shit. They have the worst weapons.
You're mine!
Okay. At least my health is recovering now by itself. Let me see what's up here.
It's locked, all right.
What's here? What the hell I'm supposed to go there?
It's one of them! Over there! A leech! A leech!
Nice. I have to go up. Why isn't it giving me option? The hell is it? It's right here. Not this way. I'm at the wrong way. Here and then no. Here.
I cannot enter.
Then how I am supposed to go?
It's locked, all right.
Crush the leech, boys!
Shit, man. He has a shotgun. I died. Reach Whitechapel. But how? Okay. There are two options. And go here too. Here, place up. Can I go up? Nope.
There's safer places to be than... It ain't human!
He's too fucking fast!
The hell can't I go up? Hell? Don't go here. This is the only way that I can think of. If I could go up. Maybe there's option from here. Damn it. Okay. Can't go that way either. Come on. He can instant transmit to that position easily. Maybe I have to go from here.
It's one of them! Oh, cross!
Die, vermin! Yeah!
Nice. Okay. So we have to go here towards the left. There's the bridge. This way? No. Towards the left. Yeah, now I'm going to the right position. Shit, man. Done and dusted. Join the ranks from the army, most probably. Okay, what is this? There's another one. Or from the Navy.
More and more of these bloody leeches every night. Aye, but the guard improves more and more every year. Smells like rotten meat. One near
Oh shit.
If I were you. It's a leak!
First I need to deal with these minions.
Oh my god!
Got him. They all are like mini bosses.
We have to stop it!
Damn it. I'm about to die.
It's locked all right.
Finally. Man, I need blood. Are there some rats here? Actually, where I have to go? Go this way. Yeah.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Damn it, I need blood.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert, stop it!
Did he just kill him?
Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lavvy.
Are you all right?
The bastard hit the wall next to me. I don't even know if he meant to miss.
If you've been hurt, I can help you. I'm a doctor.
Name's Albert. Remember it. Now bugger off.
How rude.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? If you know anything about her, I'd appreciate it.
Never heard of her. She's pretty, I'll keep an eye out.
Did you steal
What
medicine?
happened? Did you really steal that man's medication?
Hey, I didn't do anything, it ain't me.
All right. Perhaps the poor drunk just confused you with someone else.
Sod off, mister. You ain't got no clue what's going on here. Bastard was a soldier in the war, so now he's got the right to shoot me.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off. Go find yourself another guide.
The way he's going, it makes me feel that I should just press mesmerize and suck his all blood. What I feel like.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Drugs from the sick.
Who is this?
What?
Shooting a boy in the middle of the street. Not the best thing to do, wouldn't you say?
What? You saw what happened? Who are you?
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you promise me to set your gun aside.
No. Look, I'm not a violent man. I'm Benjamin Palmer, doctor. And no one can help me. Not even you.
Why? Tell me about
What
this.
can you tell me about this place?
Nothing to say, really. This is where I used to live, and this is where I live now.
No family?
You don't have anywhere to go? No family that would welcome you?
Not since the death of my wife, Albert's mother. She was sick, you see. Long before the flu and all this shit.
Okay.
You mean you used to have a better life?
Yeah, I had a wife, a home, and a job. I even used to have a name. And now I'm just Ben. Ben the Tramp.
I don't have treatment for migraine.
Perhaps you could focus for a moment and tell me your troubles.
I'm sick, broke, and my son just stole my pills. Everything's coming up roses.
Personal question. Why did
Whatever
you shoot
the boy
boy?
did, I'm sure he didn't deserve a public execution.
I swear I didn't want to hit him. It's just that I'm sick in the head, you see, and the boy he just frayed me last nerve.
Tell me about
What is it, Benjamin? It was the war, wasn't it? Your nerves are shot, aren't they? I need some answers, Private. From one soldier to another.
The doctors called me a liar, a coward. Put me in a straitjacket, locked me up. Finally, they sent me back to the front lines with a handful of tablets.
Okay.
It's a pity that doctors still practice such barbaric methods. It's a dishonor to our profession.
Now only the pills stop me thinking about this shit. To not hear the explosions. I'm even scared of the dark these days.
I need to make his pills enough.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Have you heard anything?
It's funny, I've been searching for her too. I need some pills. But the woman is a phantom, if you ask me.
Really? And why is that?
Word is she ain't real. She's a cover for some doctor who runs an illegal dispensary for migrants.
I think Dr. Swansea is a suspect. I'm correct about it. I'm pretty sure that Dr. Swansea is a suspect.
A gun, alcohol,
Agreed.
and a bad
Yeah.
temper make a terrible cocktail, sir. Goodbye for now.
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets.
Okay.
Not me.
I have to find and talk to. Actually, is there a hideout here? Why don't I go to hideout first and prepare his medicine and then give him medicine? Maybe he'll talk. The hell is this? There's some mark I don't know what shit's about. Okay, this is my hideout. Actually, this is an old hideout. I remember this. Where can I craft things? Now where the hell do I... Maybe this guy
Excuse
knows
me,
him.
sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
What are you
May
doing?
I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now sod off.
How...
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of town. Why is that?
Not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the back.
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Try knocking me.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
And who is this?
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse of my wares.
I am Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Joey Peterson, who the hell is he? New Hunterville.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary recently?
Well, you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Violence is increasing in the borough.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
Have you
been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Okay. And where the hell? Well, actually, let me ask person. No hint.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse, then? Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Crafty?
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
So I think... I don't know. The story seems messed up too. Let's see what does he have.
Show me what you have.
How much money I have? Don't have any firearms. I have ammunition. I have this. Common trigger part. Okay. See, I buy 2 of these. I don't have money anymore.
You're late. Where's my money?
And who the hell is he?
You again? What do you want this time?
Oh, this is Joey Peterson.
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty work.
Survival is next.
You survive at any cost, even at the expense of others.
Yep.
Perhaps that's just the law of nature.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Joey Peters. They are contradicting each other. Okay. I think
Goodbye,
that's that.
Mr. Peterson.
Let's see what's up there.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is.
Okay, so
Maybe I
we
could
have
start
discovered
by
him.
observing what he's up to.
Good. This is good. Investigate his action.
No one's there.
There is the guy. What do you mean you won't see? I need to enter the house somehow. How the hell should I enter?
There's no one in.
Then kick the door and go in.
I will return later.
Don't see anyone here. Maybe there's something. How do I go there? That is the question. No, I'm going the wrong way. How the hell I investigate his action? What's this? Do not cough in public. This is similar to these days. Must be something up. Can't I go in here?
It's locked.
Won't open from this side. Can't he go to the balcony? The hell? How do I investigate him? Eavesdrop. I have to eavesdrop. But I have to go in. How I go in? Can't see any way. How the hell I eavesdrop? I can't go in.
I cannot enter.
The hell? It must be somewhere. At this side. No. What about here?
It's locked.
The fuck? Then how the hell am I supposed to do it? Can't go from here. Can't go from there. Investigate his action. How the hell am I supposed to do that?
As long as you have the money.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
You look ill, Miss Swanborough. I wonder if your concoction will do the trick.
I'm perfectly fine, thanks to my miraculous elixir. You, on the other hand, look pale and tired, Doctor.
You look ill, Miss Swanborough.
I'm perfectly...
Tell me, who intrigues you most in Whitechapel?
The region itself is something to see, but I would say Camellia the mute florist who gives away her flowers.
Who is she?
What do you think of the locals?
Most of them are afraid or desperate. They all come to me eventually for my remedy.
Is there anyone I should avoid?
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard remorselessly exploits poor migrants as soon as they get here.
Okay. Our blood qualities were. Personal question. Nothing.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
I'd like to see what kind of medicine you're selling.
Almost same thing that I have already. How on earth do I eavesdrop him now? Like... Oh... Finally. There's Dorothy Crane.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Holy shit. Okay, we got a talk about this guy. Actually, first and remove. Let me go in my high ground first.
Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look.
Okay. Now where the hell is crafting thing? I need to find it. What's up here? Here. Treatment for sepsis or cold bronchitis, pneumonia. I don't have material. I guess I have to do this later. Let me evolve. Okay, bite or science. Faster regeneration. This is what I need. Okay. Bite. No more point. Benjamin Palmer. Joey Peterson. They are unknown guys we need to know about. I don't know how is this serious. Let's go. Now let me find those guys. One is here. Clayton.
You again? What do you want this time?
Goodbye,
He
Mr.
doesn't know.
Peterson.
Does he know Clayton?
Fancy buying something, sir?
You never lose...
Joey.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he? But you seem to know each other.
I'd known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend then. But these days, he's just another thug.
What's Joey's story?
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick fights with everyone.
It's never easy to find a new path in life, especially after the loss of a loved one. But crime is certainly not the best option.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
Joe Peterson.
I'd known...
And no one has ever stood up to this thug.
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against a wet boot boy.
Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
Now where the hell is this guy? Let me knock here.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
I guess I don't have any option.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Okay, find Clayton in the area. Let me get these things in our...
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
What could be worse? Anything could be. How do you feel?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
Or don't you leave then?
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place? Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Okay. Barrett Lewis.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends. What happened, Harry?
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
Okay. What?
Have you tried speaking to Mr. Lewis about it?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about Colossus Joe.
Who is Colossus Joe?
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired.
Fatigue.
I don't know
Yes,
if it's
fatigue.
the
I have
epidemic,
the
but
medicine for fatigue.
so hard.
Yeah, I'm going to give him.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
You're welcome, man. Is that it?
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
Yes, I know her. She came here to examine me when I was very sick. She said I should go out more.
Go out more? Where? I think that's it.
Your father and...
I was young then.
I think that's it. And Fazan Hussain, I think Crane is up to something. Yeah, me too.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Okay. What's up here? Who's he? No, nobody's here.
It's locked, all right.
How do I open these? Job refusal. Typical things just like today. Job refusal and shit. Okay. Vampire hunters. Okay. Oh, they're vampire hunters also.
Dreams are soaked with gloom.
And where the hell is Clayton?
Time to pay, one way or another. I know
The
it's
heck
hard
is
to believe,
Clayton?
but this district has always been wretched. I'll let you go.
I think he's Clayton.
Judges your words and
Forgive my interruption.
do not apologize, my
No.
son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Much more lost. How?
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences. And most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But
Same
what do
can
I
be
know?
said about the religious
Blinded by
guy.
science
I
as
mean,
I
what the hell?
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I only believe
I
in
am.
facts.
But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are in...
Quite a job.
You...
I'm listening.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Which minion?
I have heard enough. Goodbye.
Wait, what about his
Good
condition?
evening, Mr.
It's far.
Don't you fear getting sick yourself?
I've been touched by God's grace. I am perfectly healthy.
Yeah, he's not lying.
Have you any friends? Any family left in these terrible times?
No. But I have a disciple I see as my son. He is so devoted. I send him to preach the good word in the heart of this corrupted city.
And preaching crusade.
You sent him on some preaching crusade during the epidemic.
As a true believer, Samuel will fear no evil while he walks through the valley of the shadow of death.
Where did you send him?
I sent Samuel to the Stonebridge Cemetery, where the pestilence and evil grows night after night.
Then you have sent him to his death. You have sent him to his death. Okay.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Why hate Nurse
Why do you
Crane?
hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in our country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Okay. Why don't you
So
like
you're not
nurses?
exactly a fan of Florence Nightingale's work. But nurses are essential for modern healthcare.
Nuns should be the only women allowed to take care of male patients.
Why?
It's obvious only they have the necessary moral fiber.
Well, I think
I have
that
had enough for tonight. Goodbye.
gotta find Clayton. The heck is Clayton? Can we go here? Another skag or something. What the? Okay. These are at level 10. Okay. They have taken me also. Jackass. Bigger weapon now. Okay. sir. Stay at home. Same like today's coronavirus. There's somebody there. Now I'm in the Richard area. The hell? I think this is Richard guy.
Good
Hopefully.
evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest.
Yeah,
Although
he's
I may
Richard.
not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Okay. What are you doing here?
May I
right
ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Okay. So, not afraid?
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
You should
If
avoid
you
the
say so.
exposure.
But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
So he loves the pandemic.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
So he's writing a poem.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Typical poet. This is a typical poet, ladies and gentlemen.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
My God. Okay, let me ask personal question. Why seek Whitechapel?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Afraid to find truth about
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
I don't know how the hell I'm supposed to.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Okay. Do we have examples?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you need medical attention, sir?
It may be wise to let you prescribe me something. I don't feel like I should.
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir.
I have a medicine for you.
You should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical
Treatment
health.
for cold.
But I appreciate
He's
your
in the
concern, sir.
rainy areas, and that's why he's having a cold.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
Dorothy Crane.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What does that mean, never heard of her? He heard of him. Her, actually. Recovering.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Okay, we have some hint.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
So, this is a success at least. Finally.
Oh, Camellia, the silent flower of Whitechapel, an angel made flesh, I tell you.
Editor feels a letter. It's for whom? Mr. Intercourt. Poem. It's for him. Oh, it's for him. From Intercourt. New hint available. Let me ask him while we are at it.
Good evening, Mr.
And good evening to...
Personal question.
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
You don't seem to suffer from poverty.
Still, you don't seem to suffer from poverty.
With thanks to my parents, actually. I'm afraid I would not be able to live on my own without their help.
You seem embarrassed.
Someday I hope to proudly offer my first publication to my parents. Until that day, I'll remain the failure of a son they have to support.
And that is
May
it.
I ask you a few questions?
Extraordinary.
Yeah,
I'll leave
that
you
is it.
alone, sir.
Thank you very much for your cooperation. Now let me find where the hell is this Clayton guy. What's this? Ahead. Okay, it's the same thing. Amelia.
Good evening,
Sister
miss.
Amelia.
I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
I think she cannot speak.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being
I
rude,
think she
does it?
cannot speak. Yeah.
Tell me about Richard Nithercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. You don't seem to need my medical attention for now.
She can't speak.
Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well.
We can't tell anything
Goodbye,
to
then.
us. Let's find Clayton. We have been in this area,
You are
but we
blinded
didn't
by your
find.
false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine.
You look so pale, my lord. Would you like me to...
Christine? Who the hell is Christine? Let's see Clayton.
Soon the time will come when you will
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part
Yeah,
of town?
he's Clayton.
Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Okay. Investigation.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
Fatigue. I don't have fatigue.
It's a disgrace.
Like fatigue
People
medicine.
are left
I
to
need
die
prepare for
alone.
him.
No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
Not afraid of
Have you
getting-
any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
There is rational explanation.
That science is unable to explain the facts doesn't mean there is no rational explanation.
I confess, I share your point of view, Doctor.
No, you don't.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
Okay. Now what? Is public interest?
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
Okay. Back. Imran Mashood, hi bro. Hey, how are you, Imran Mashood? What about an underground medical dispensary?
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
Imran Masood. Game name? Game name is Vampire. Let me write it down for you. Game name Vampire. It's also on the title screen also. You can see it. He has no relatives.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nithercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nithercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
I'm right now in Canada. I'm basically from Pakistan.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Okay. Is that it? Are you hiding something?
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Family. We need to find that mail. Let's go. Quarantine area. Where the hell is the mail? Maybe here? This is his letter.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Let's go. Where the hell I have to go? There. Nice. There's one guy underneath. What's up here?
Will consume you.
I have to go up. The hell? I have to go there. I'm going the wrong way. Okay.
It's locked.
I'm cheap and I'm clean, I promise.
We'll see.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do for you?
I'm not looking for what you're selling. But I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reed.
All right then, but be quick. Though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
She's fatigued.
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed. Or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you asking questions.
Okay.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health issues.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what about your clients? If you're contaminated, you will put them in danger too.
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London. Do you believe him?
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Why skepticism?
Why this skepticism?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about poverty? Or anything else you have never suffered from?
Are you talking
from experience?
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the West End.
Okay. She's pretty aggressive.
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me? People don't usually come to see me for conversation.
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming. I've been refused many jobs because of where I am from. I had few options left.
Okay. I don't judge.
I always thought I was the master of my own fate. But now I know we don't always have control over our lives. I don't judge you.
You know, this money is not only for me. I have good reasons to need this money quickly. But it is not your concern, Doctor.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? Anything you can tell me about her would be helpful.
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others.
You seem to respect her.
Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel. Everyone should respect that.
Okay,
Goodbye,
thank you very
miss.
much.
Take care of yourself as best you can.
Most of them don't speak English.
What the hell was he? Here.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Mesmerize leveled? What's this? Oh, mesmerizes drinking the
Sir,
blood.
wait.
Blood of.
Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
You won't have to regret it, man. Oh, new district unlocked. Okay. Billings. What's up here? What's this? Bottle of cheap gin. Let me search around first. Nothing here, nothing here. Nothing here.
It's locked.
Electable. Pills.
If you want to talk to Dorothea,
we've not been for.
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
Okay. What's that about? What's on screen?
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
What about Camilla?
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Yeah.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Yeah, what about this?
Did you refuse to publish Richard Nethercott's previous works, Darius?
Yes. His manuscript is as pompous as he is starched. Now there's a man who loves the sound of his own voice.
You could have told him so.
As a great writer recently said, politeness is the most acceptable hypocrisy.
Politeness is hypocrisy. And what about you? You're not doing...
Tell me everything.
I do not...
I have everything here. Then why it's giving me this and not this? Strange.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Okay, let's meet Dorothy Crane. What the hell is she up to? Let me see if there's something here. Nope. Dorothy Crane's dispensary. What's here? Sick people. What's here? So, what's happening right now is that there are people with influenza, like Spanish flu. That's what's happening right now. Let me drink water real quick, then we'll continue. I was really thirsty. Let me drink more.
Razvan, control yourself. Calm, calm.
I'm thirsty. Give me a drink.
Where the hell are they? I think up. There she is. Just a minute, Dr. Crane. Let me see what's
He's
up
going
there.
into convulsions, Doctor.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Anything?
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I don't know. They're giving me the choices. Anesthesia.
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
What do you suggest?
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
He's becoming a
I can't
vampire
see.
again. I don't know which one to do.
I must first suture the artery.
He's thirsty of
Find
blood,
the wound.
ladies and gentlemen.
The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
What should I do? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Cardiac arrest. This thing.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor.
Damn it. He died. I didn't know what to do.
We've lost pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
You cannot carry on.
Your heart might be in the right place, but you can't carry on with this blackmail. For God's sake, Dorothy, it's extortion. It's a serious crime.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Why target Lady
But why
Ashbury?
Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Swansea.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
The end justifies the means.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
Well, I disagree. He knows about the hunger when it's about blood, because he's an vampire.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
What should I do? Spear. Think I should spear.
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital.
This is fair
and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then.
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
It seems fair enough to me.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
New mesmerized level. Interview with the vampire. Nice.
It's locked, all right.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's my break time. I'll be back after my break, most likely for Rhyme. So if you like the content, make sure you follow the page or share this or back to listen. I'll see you guys later about maybe 1 hour. 1 hour probably. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys later.